What's up? What's happening? How y'all doing out there? It's another video, man. It's another blessed day out here. Y'all already know I like to say that, man. Got to start it off right, man. But we're going to get right into it. We're going to get it popping. Today's topic is about my incarceration, how it was for me being incarcerated and how it is in jail and my experiences through jail. That's what we talking about today. But I got to shout out to my little partner, man, from downtown. He hollered at me on the phone. You know who I'm talking about. My dude told me I be too serious sometimes. But listen, it's not like that, bro. It's not like that. I can honestly tell you that anybody that knows me personally, they know I'm a goofy dude at times. And that's just me keeping it real with my audience. There are times I be serious about the topics I be talking about, but at the end of the day, as a person, I'm real goofy at times, bro. I like to crack jokes, have fun, be laid back and chill, but I like to have fun, keep the people around me happy, man. So, yeah, that's me, bro. That's who I am, bro. I like to laugh and have fun too, bro. So don't think I'm just serious all the time. No, it's not like that. But anyway, I want to shout out Florida. I got to shout out ATL, tilt my hat to y'all in Florida. And I'm going to definitely tilt my hat to Jersey, man. That's what today's topic is coming from. Florida, Atlanta, and Jersey. A lot of those people ask me about how was my days being incarcerated and how was the jail life experience for me. Now, I got to go back to shouting out Jersey because I got to shout out my dude, man, Donnell, a.k.a. Black, formerly from New Orleans now. I ain't going to leave that out. He was staying in New Orleans, y'all. So y'all in Jersey, I want y'all to know that that's my bro. I love you, dude. I love you, D, man. I'm going to be out there soon, man. So, yeah, that's what's up, man. I tilt my hat. Real ones do real things. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. But, man, I'm sorry to say I did a lot of joses, man. I did a lot of josing in my life. I done 60 days a few times. I done 90 days 2-3 times. I done 2.5 years twice. I done 6 flat. I done a year. I done several joses, man, all in and around New Orleans, man. I mean, I done a little bit of time in Texas after Katrina. I did a little bit of time in Lafayette, because that's where we were shipped to, because I was actually incarcerated for Katrina. Yeah, when Katrina hit, there's an image that was in a Time magazine and on CNN where they had a lot of inmates from New Orleans wearing urns on the Broad Street Bridge. Yeah, I was in that number, man. Yeah, I was definitely in that number. Yeah, I was serving, I was supposed to only serve like 45 days on some misdemeanor type stuff. But them 45 days turned into 8 and 9 days. And I gotta be real with you, bro. I gotta be real with y'all. I almost died for Katrina. Real talk. No cap. No cap. I almost died for Katrina. I was back there in Orleans Parish. We were on the first floor. We watching the news. We watching the news, and we see the hurricane coming. We see it coming. It's headed straight for New Orleans. Everybody on the phone. Dudes fighting for the phone, trying to call their family and make sure everybody's straight out there. Man, I want you to imagine this. You're on a tier. Well, some places y'all have pods, y'all have dormitories, but in New Orleans, you're on a tier. You're on a tier. We on a tier, and it's upstairs and downstairs. 4-man cells, upstairs and downstairs. So, we in the cell. You got 4 in that cell, 4 in this cell, 4 in this cell, 4 in that cell, so on and so forth. And I believe it was 10 cells down and 10 cells upstairs too going down. But you got 4 in each cell though. You know what I'm saying? But matter of fact, it might have been like 8. Because that was one of the temperaments. The temperament, I think it was temperament 2, what Central Locker was in. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The pink chairs, the blue chairs, y'all know where it's at. Those from New Orleans, y'all know what I'm talking about. But man, we were in that cell. They locked us down because they say the hurricane was about to hit. And right as it was getting to our doorsteps, everybody went to get nervous and praying. They locked us in our cells. And a lot of the deputies left. But few stayed. Few stayed and stuck around. Like around the compounds of the jail, because all of those jails are really right around one another. CCC, Temple 1, Temple 2, Temple 3, Temple 5, the tents. All of those jails are in one area. So you have very few deputies riding around and floating and sticking around to see what's going to happen and see what's going to transpire. But Some of them left, went home, got their families together, sent them on the road, or did what they had to do. Can you imagine being on a tier and you in a cell stuck? You see a drain there, and a drain over there. They got these little bitty drains about this big in the floor. They got like 5 of them in the floor. You looking at the zinc, the toilets, the showers, and you're looking at those drains fill up with water. And it went from little bitty small puddles of water to now the whole floor is covered with water. Now the water coming in our cells. Can you imagine the panic that took on that place when that water started rising, bro? That water literally started rising right before our eyes. The water just running out the zincs and the toilets and the shower, just flowing. And we watching that water just rise up. Now I'm 6'1". You got a bunk here and a bunk here. So those other guys in the cell with me, they're on the bunks. I can't really fit on the bunks. Because we got a real big dude on this side. You got 2 other big guys over here. I'm standing up. I'm 6'1", the water to my neck. I literally grabbed on the bars and held on to them for a little while. Then I stuck my feet on the bottom bunk over here and helped raise myself up and stayed up. Next thing we know, we heard some banging. The deputies, Sheriff Marlon Gusman at the time, his deputies are like 15 of them, and they know who I'm talking about. Those 15 deputies, bro, came back and saved our lives. Bro, they had like some big old crowbars and some big old sticks. And they, because those doors were airlocked, that like that. But they kind of pried their way inside of them and opened them up, got us out those cells, and got us upstairs on the 2nd floor. Thank God for that. When they opened that airlock, you could see the water running out that tier, on into the floor, all the way around Central Lockup. They got us upstairs. When we got out there, we were walking upstairs, the water was like right under our waist. For the deputies too, that was out there, that was helping us. They got us on the 2nd floor. They put all of us in this big old basketball gym. And I know there are gonna be some dudes that remember this in particular. We took the basketball rim off the goal. Nigga pried it off the goal. And then took that basketball rim and started banging it in the wall, chipping at it. I'm talking about like 20 different dudes took turns doing that. Till finally a hole opened up in that wall. When a hole opened up in that wall, there had some cable wires running from the ceiling down to the 1st floor. I'm talking about, bro, I ain't never seen nothing like this before in my life. Dudes were trying to get out of there because they were scared. They were wondering what their family was doing. They were scared about what had transpired. You know what I'm saying? So when we opened up that hole and we looked out there, man, to see all that water out there, bruh, some scary stuff. We never thought it'd be like that when we looked out that hole in that wall. We never imagined we'll be seeing something like that. You can't, ain't no ground. Ain't no ground, no nothing. You can't see it. Everything covered in water. You see bodies floating in the water. That's all we saw. Dogs, cats, few snakes here and there. Man, it was crazy. But some guys took a blanket and wrapped it around that wire and went straight down. You had to go straight down because if you jumped out too far, the wires, the barbed wires on the gate, gonna cut you up. They had a dude jumped out too far and hit them barbed wires. Man, they took a chunk out that boy's leg. The barbed wires took a chunk out of the leg. He had to get staples. One of his partners put him on the arm around his shoulder. They carried him. When we got down there, the sheriffs come. They come back. That's when they put us on those swamp boats and put us on that broad bridge. When y'all come to New Orleans and do the swamp tour, they got the boats with the big old fan on the back. Yeah. That's how they got us from the jails to the Broad Street Bridge. Those boats, and they had some canoes, not canoes, but small boats. They had some small boats like that. They had officers in canoes, but they were just patrolling. But they had them big old flat boats that they used they fish off of. They had a lot of them. Like I call them skim boats or something like that. But man, it was crazy. It was crazy out there. I never want to experience nothing like that in my life. That was real scary, bro. Real talk. No cap. No cap. Real talk. Man, there was a lot of dudes I'm talking about getting like the God that day. Because we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know how we was going to get through that. But we ended up getting through it. Thank you, Lord. Absolutely. We made it through. We here today. But yeah, though, man, it's like the jail experience for me was a lot of lessons. A lot of lessons learned. When you come to jail, or when you go to jail, there's a lesson to be learned in going to jail. The point of it is not to go back. See, jail is a place of rehabilitation. Some don't get rehabilitated. A lot of times when you're in jail, you should be focusing on what you're going to do to get out. That's not the case all the time. Man, listen, I done saw some stuff while being incarcerated. Yes, I have saw some stuff while being incarcerated. The first time I got locked up as a youngin' had to be like 93, 94. I broke somebody's car glass, and I went to juvenile. Definitely when I got at the juvenile, moms went to the max with proving up perm. Believe that, like, you need to chill out, be cool, stop going to jail, stop getting in trouble, and so on and so forth. I stayed out of trouble for about another year or two. I was right back in there. But as time went on, I started learning more and more and more. Every time I went, I learned something different. Not only about myself, but about people. I learned a lot from dudes and how they was moving. You learn a lot about what not to do by just staying in your lane and watching other dudes and how they move. Now, in some states, I don't know what y'all call them, but in New Orleans, flunky is the appropriate word. Man, I'm serious. You got to be able to think for yourself. If you can't think for yourself, you're dead. I'm serious. You're dead. You're hit. Man, you got to be able to think for yourself when you're going in jail. Because your peers or dudes your age, even dudes not your age that you got love for, they will lead you astray. They will lead you in the wrong way. You got to be able to think for yourself. Because if you don't, man, you're going to be in a world of trouble. If you cannot think, don't go to jail, man. I feel like when I go to jail, when I've been to jail, it's always that store that's open in jail. Flunkies are us. Man, I've seen some dudes move so bad, worrying about how their partner gonna see them or look at them or how they gonna be perceived or looked at in a certain way. Man, I've seen dudes that's like 19, 20, robot dudes that's 35, 40. Psych them up, juice them up. We call it robot. You let the dude push buttons on you and make you move a certain way. I saw too much of that. Too much of that. Most recently, in Plaquemine Parish. Oh, man. Plaquemine Parish, jail, make you never want to go back to jail again. Never. From the inmates that's being housed in there to the officers that's working the building. You got inmates that are flunkies, and you got officers that are flunkies. I'm serious. I never seen nothing like this before in my life, man. Man, you talking about comical. I started calling Plaquemine Parish Jail Channel USA, the USA Network on cable channel 28. Characters are welcome. That's their slogan. Characters are welcome. Channel USA, channel 28, USA. Characters are welcome. That's Plaquemine Parish. Man, I ain't never seen nothing like this. I don't know if a lot of the states up north are aware of this drug that they have down south called Mojo. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. The Mojo in jail is crazy. Man, I never seen no dudes that was about to kill each other on the street. Literally swinging on each other, trying to kill each other on the street and get in jail, get that Mojo, and now they best friends. Now they partners. Man, that Mojo is the mother. I'm serious. I'm serious, bro. That mojo have made enemies become friends and friends become enemies. For those of you that don't know, mojo is two different types. Now, mojo is really an incense, something that smells good. It's like a potpourri, but it's green. You know, like weed. It's a texture. It's a texture like weed. That's the green mojo. But you can buy it at some places, like in these little country towns. But it's supposed to be illegal now. You know, it's illegal. You ain't supposed to have it. But some people, you know, they still sell it a little bit here and there. You just got to catch them when they got it. But that mojo there is serious. But even more serious is the paper mojo. Yeah. I done seen dudes get jugged up, jumped, beat up, crowded behind that mojo. Either because they don't want to sell it, because they don't want to share it, or they just trying to hold everything to themselves and they don't want to sell nothing to nobody, just want to smoke all this stuff to themselves. I'm serious. I done seen so much happen with that mojo, man. I'm serious. When I saw these two dudes that were really trying to kill each other on the street, and everybody knew on the street that they were trying to kill each other. One of them got a hold of some mojo, and the other one wanted the mojo and wanted to smoke and get loaded so bad that he went squash this beef with dude. Now they hooking up food together, they cooking and everything. Listen, they filling out their stove sheet together, what they gonna get and how they gonna cook up their food. You get the noodles, I'm gonna get the tuna. They hooking up. They hooking up and everything. I saw two dudes that were also considered brothers from the street, grew up together, ate out the same bowls, slept in the same house together. They come to jail on the same charge. Both of them was fighting attempted murder charges. Two partners. One of them got some mojo. The other one ain't get it. But the one that did get the mojo, he shared a little bit with his partner and smoked a little bit with him. But dude, friendly, won't be cool with everybody on the tip, won't be called the man, because he's making money with the mojo and doing his thing. He's smoking with the dudes on the tip more than he's smoking with his partner that he grew up with and hanging and banging with every day. Oh no, you know that ain't go over well. Nah, no indeed, no. His partner pulled him to the side and said, man, look, I feel some kind of way. I feel like you rocking with them harder than you rocking with me. That's bad. Dude checked him. Man, stop playing with me. You tripping. You know how the youngsters be. You know how them youngsters be. Man, stop playing with me. You tripping. I got this here. Man, it's crazy. I tripped off of that. I never saw that. They literally had a fist fight with each other behind that mojo. They really had a fight with each other behind that mojo because dude was being too friendly with the dudes on the tip instead of smoking with his partner who he was hanging and banging with on the street every day. That mojo gonna either make you hungry, make you thirsty, and one thing it's gonna do, well, it could do, is have you hallucinating. Depending on your tolerance level. Because some dudes have a high tolerance, some dudes have a low tolerance. But that mojo, boy, bruh, that mojo had to be played with. I'm glad I don't smoke, drink, none of that. I'm guilty of making a few dollars messing with that mojo, man. I'm not about to deal with it. I seen a dude hit that mojo, bruh, look at the wall, pass it to his partner, look back at the wall, and took off full speed running into the wall after he hit the mojo. Man, that man hit that wall so hard, they heard it outside. The deputies came in there and said, man, what was that? Man, that man broke his nose, had all this blooded and bust up hickeys here and there. Man, ain't nowhere in the world. 2013, I was in Cottonport, upstate Louisiana, up north Louisiana, Cottonport. I believe it's called a Voyeurs prison now, or Rayburn, one of them. Anyway, man, a dude hit the mojo and was climbing up the gate and got stuck in the barbed wires. Bruh, Them barbed wires tore his ass up. Man, that man had blood running down that gate like somebody was pouring it on the gate. Come out there, had to get 32 staples and about 100 stitches. No cap. And listen, I'm saying low numbers because I know it was bigger than that. That man was messed up all kind of ways. That man really got hung in that barbed wire like that. He climbed to the top of the gate, at least 10 feet in the air. Talking about they said I could go home. They said I could go home. We just kept repeating that. They said I could go home. The higher he got, they said I could go home. They said I could go home. Man, that man got caught up in them barbed wires. Man, it was over. It took like 5 deputies to get up there and cut that man down, man. They had some big old steel, look like wire cutters. Cut that man down, man. Man went straight to the infirmary. Man, they put the man in the crazy house. Messing with that mojo. Man, listen, those drugs in jail are just like how they on the street. You got access to everything. Somebody gonna get some drugs in jail. I don't care who it is. I don't know how I get in there. But just like you want it on the street, you could get it in jail the same way. They want it in jail the same way. Man, I literally watched a little dude go from smoking weed. He was smoking Joe, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, to snorting powder, snorting coke, to snorting heroin. He a full-fledged junkie now at 22 years old. Full-fledged junkie now. Trying to be down. Some people have a high tolerance, some people have a low. I watched him. This was during my 6th flat. I watched that little dude turn into a full-fledged junkie. Came in at 19. I saw him at 22, full-fledged junkie. Messing with them drugs in jail. You go to jail, bruh. I believe your parents or your homeboys or your bros, somebody should tell you, if you want to stay out of trouble, stay away from the drugs and stay away from the gambling. Oh, and stay away from the punks. Or should I say, the gays. Yeah, because I don't want to offend anybody. But real talk, that's the 3 things you need to stay away from when you go to jail, man. Like, it's different now. They used to say that jail is for the birds. Man, jail ain't even for the birds no more. It ain't for nobody. It ain't for nobody. I promise you. That jail is hit right now. That is not the place to be. But from my experiences going in and out of there, man, that jail is like, it's different now. Like, dudes just get caught up in all kind of situations, man. I remember this little dude about 21 years old, chaotic. This man was fighting every 2 to 3 days, fighting. Just getting into it with somebody every 2 to 3 days. He had a dude come on a till who was one of his, what he called his round, his homeboy, out of his neck of the woods. Man, this man like 30 years old. Now, keep in mind, Lil was 21. He fighting every day, but he know who and what not to mess with. They got another little live wire on the tip, kind of laid back and chill. He 24. Lil don't want to test his water. Lil don't want to mess with him because he's seen his work already. But he think he could take him. But that's in his mind. He juiced his homie up who came on the tip that's 30 years old. Man, I never seen a man 30 years old let a little boy 21 years old juice him up to go fight somebody and get on somebody. Man, Lil one grabbed dude that's 30 years old and pulled him to the side and he in his ear. He in his ear. Check him out. I don't know who he think he is. I don't like him. No, but dude 30 like, who you talking about? Oh, I don't like that nigga leader. You don't like him? I don't like him neither. If you feeling some kind of way, I'm feeling some kind of way. Man, you 30 years old, man. Stop it, bro. You supposed to be telling Lil one, chill out. You with the fool in this dude. Man, he let the little boy got in his head and robot him, juice him up to go remember that little dude 24. Now, you just came on the tell. You knew. He don't know living a real live wire. Man, this is something that they say in New Orleans. Didn't your mama tell you not to go messing with them people? Man, he went over there messing with Lil one, the 24-year-old. Man, Lil one hit him everywhere but under his feet. First he punched on him, then cut from up under his waist with something on a string. Man, Lil hit that boy so many times, bro. Bro, that man was in the infirmary. Same day. You let this little dude, 21 years old, juice you up. That's what I mean by you got to be able to think, bro. You got to be able to think for yourself. Because if you go in that jailhouse with that mentality and can't think, you hit. You're dead. Real talk. Got to be able to think, bro, at all times. Your mind should be focused on what you're going to do when you get out of there. That's what it's about. Setting goals for yourself. And they got a lot of sayings like, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. If you fail to plan ahead, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. There's another one, how it go? Because they got so many of them, bro. They got so many different things that they be saying about this jail, man. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Oh, this is a minor setback for a major comeback. I know y'all know that one. That's what the old school cats be saying. A minor setback for a major comeback, which it is. Jail is a minor setback for a major comeback if you focus. If you focus on making your life better than what it is so you don't go back to that environment. But man, listen, you have to train yourself mentally for everything. That jail, they're going to come at you all kind of ways. You got to be mentally prepared for that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Stay out of jail, bro. Because there are some people that jail just not for. It wasn't for me. I adapted to my environment, though. You have to be able to adjust to every situation. Because when you go to these different tiers, you got to be ready. You got to be ready. Man, check this out. You walk on a tier, and a dude walk up to you and ask you what size them is. Speaking about your shoes, what you gonna do? How you gonna react to that? Better yet, how are you going to respond? I'm gonna say that again. You walk on a tier. You got on some brand new Jordans. Let's just pick a number, the 13s. You got some brand new 13s that just came out. You go on a tier. I'm speaking from experience. Little dude about 5'10". He come on a tier, he got some 13s on, new Jordans. Another guy come walk up to him, that's about 5'11", just a little bit taller than him. So he said, bro, what size shoes them is? His response was 7. Now, be that as it may, his shoe size is a 7, but that wasn't supposed to be the response. That wasn't supposed to be his answer. What he should have said was, and I'm pretty sure everybody in New Orleans done went through this kind of process, those of us that have been chosen and been incarcerated, you know how to respond. But for those that don't know, they your size. Whatever size you want them to be. If you don't know how to fight, you better act like it. You better put a face on or a grizzly on like no other. What size you need him to be? And look at him with that real serious face. And maybe, just maybe, it'll change his mind about not trying to take your shoes. But some guys, they still go with the move. They don't care how ugly you look. You better know how to fight. There have been some guys, man, walk on the tier with them new shoes on and walk back off that tier barefooted. Oh yeah, most definitely. That has occurred a lot of times. Well now, in this day and age, 2023, certain facilities you go to, they straight taking your shoes off the gate anyway. So that's a good thing, because that keep all the foolishness down. Because I done seen dudes get jugged up and bushed, jumped, crowded, fucked up behind their tennis. Yeah, real talk. How about this one? This is your first day in jail. They put you on a till. You go on that till, and you see a big old dude like 6'3". I'm 6'1", almost 6'2". But you see a dude like 6'3", 6'4", walk up to you. He look like he about a good 240 pounds, but it's all muscle. Look like he work out all day. Better yet, he look like Thor. He walk up to you while you sitting on the table in the living room, in the day room, what they call it, the day room with the TV at, where everybody at, where everybody watch television at. He asks you, jump in that cup. Yeah. You heard what I said? He asked you to jump in the cup. He took a cup, the like 8-ounce cup that you drink out of, and set it down in front of you on the floor. You sitting on the table or the bench, and he tell you, jump in the cup. This is what we call in New Orleans a tip play. But he asked you to jump in the cup. Again, is on how you respond. Now, if you looking at that cup and you looking around at everybody, you trying to look like, how am I fitting now? You trying to figure out how you going to get in the cup. It's too late. He probably done pop you by now. When he asked you to jump in that cup, you look at him like he fucking crazy. When you jump down, with every ounce of strength you got, you better pop him. You better let him have it. And don't let off him. Real talk. Because if you don't, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be washing somebody's underwear that same day. Facts. Big old facts. I saw it with these two. When that man asks you to jump in that cup, and you thinking to yourself, think about that. How can somebody literally ask somebody to jump inside of a cup? It's happened, bro. It's happened. Especially in OPP, Orleans Parish Prison. That's the jail y'all heard me spoke about before when it's written on the door, on the entry. You are now entering a real jail. Yeah, written in red. It's printed up there. The sheriff's office printed that on that wall, on that entry to that door for a reason, to let you know what's about to take place. Jail not for everybody. And I would advise any of y'all to do everything in your power not to go there. I wish I would have never went to jail a lot of times that I went to jail. Some of those things I went through and I had to learn, and I learned a lesson from a lot of it. Because I learned people. I learned how to deal with people better, especially men. I learned how to deal with women. Because guess what? Those deputies, oh man, they play on top of the games. Those sheriffs, the officers, the CO, the correctional officers, oh man, hellified games. When I say games, I'm talking Milton Bradley. Games, for real. I'm talking Monopoly, Connect Four, Checkers, and Chess. They play some hellified games in that jailhouse, bro. I'm serious. You walk in your cell and they got some chips and some cookies on your bed and you don't know nobody in that jail. It's a problem, man. You better slide them chips and them cookies back out that cell. Whatever you do, don't open up them packages, man. Don't open up them cookies. Don't open up them chips. Slide them right back out the cell. Real talk. And whoever they fuck, gonna get them. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, dude. Like I said, there's really a chance that if you respond the wrong way, you're gonna be washing somebody's underwear that same day. So I wouldn't advise nobody, brother, go to jail, especially if you don't know nothing about jail. But like I said, man, Jersey, shout out Jersey again, shout out Florida, shout out ATL. A lot of y'all hollered at me about, my incarcerations and how I was living in jail, man. I mean, hey, I don't want to go back. Been there, done that. It's another level, grown man time. Ain't nobody got time for it. I know I ain't got time for it. It's too beautiful out here. I'm living life. It's beautiful out here, man. For what? For what? What am I going back to jail for? For what? Nah, man, ain't nothing back there. Nothing back there. I'm on some CEO type of time, man. I'm trying to make my life better than what it is. I missed out on my kids' lives by going to jail. Ain't about to do that no more. I'm going to get on somebody's job or be my own boss from here on out. And like I said, I'm on CEO type of time, so that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, man, those was just a few stories about my incarceration and some of the things I went through. I'm on another page with it now, so it's another level. But at the end of the day, it's all about progression, and moving forward. But I thank y'all for chiming in. Appreciate the support. Y'all get at me, I'm going to get at y'all. Y'all have a blessed one, man. I love y'all. Rippa, a.k.a. Skipp out the Melph, signing off. Holla.